Hello, Liverpool fans. Welcome to the Liverpool Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates, and transfer stories straight from Anfield. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that subscribe button now and stay in the loop with all things Reds. Liverpool's preparations for their upcoming Premier League fixture against Wolverhampton Wanderers have been hit by a series of injuries and suspensions, leaving head coach Arne Slot with key decisions to make. As the Reds aim to finish the season strongly, they must navigate the absence of several first-team players. One of the biggest concerns is the availability of Cody Gakpo. The Dutch forward sustained a knock during Liverpool's 2-2 draw in the Merseyside derby against Everton. While the extent of his injury is yet to be fully determined, his participation against Wolves remains in doubt. Losing Gakpo would be a significant blow, given his attacking contributions and versatility in the final third. Meanwhile, defender Joe Gomez is confirmed to be out of contention. The England international was forced off early in Liverpool's FA Cup defeat to Plymouth Argyle, and his absence will leave a gap in Liverpool's defensive setup. With Gomez unavailable, Slot will likely have to reshuffle his backline, relying on the likes of Ibrahima Konate, Virgil-van-Dijk, and Andy Robertson to maintain stability. Midfielder Tyler Morton is also set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines due to a shoulder injury. Slot revealed that the 21-year-old's recovery timeline remains uncertain, stating that he could be out for weeks or maybe even longer. Morton's absence further depletes Liverpool's midfield options, which have already been tested by a demanding schedule this season. Adding to Liverpool's selection dilemma is the suspension of Curtis-Jones. The academy graduate received 2 yellow cards during the intense clash with Everton, leading to a one-match ban. Jones's energy and technical ability in midfield have been crucial for Liverpool, making his absence another setback for Slot as he looks to maintain control in the centre of the park. With these setbacks, Liverpool's squad depth will be tested as they take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Slot may need to rely on younger players or tactical adjustments to compensate for the missing personnel. Potential replacements such as Harveyelliott, Wataru Endo, or Ryan Gravenberch could step in to cover midfield roles, while Diogo Jota or Darwin Núñez may be called upon to fill the attacking void left by Gakpo. Despite these challenges, Liverpool will be determined to secure a positive result at Anfield. The Reds have shown resilience throughout the season, and with key leaders like Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk still available, they will look to overcome their squad limitations and continue their push in the Premier League standings. David Moyes was grateful to see Everton emerge from the mayhem of the final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, with a draw after seeing 4 red cards dished out after the final whistle. James Tarkowski slammed home a stunning 98th-minute volley to give the Toffees a 2-2 draw against the Premier League leaders, after Mo Salah looked to have given Arne Slot's men one last victory at the famous Old Ground. After an agonising wait for VAR to confirm the goal, things took an incendiary turn inside the old stadium after Michael Oliver had ended the game, beginning with Abdoulaye Doucour's wild celebrations in front of the away fans. That sparked a furious reaction from the visitors, not least Curtis-Jones, who confronted Doucour, grabbing him around the collar of his shirt before players from both sides piled in. Jones was dismissed with a second yellow card for his action, before Doucour was also shown a second yellow by Oliver and sent off as he continued to celebrate in front of the home fans. With supporters breaking onto the pitch, stewards and police became involved, before cop boss Arne Slot and assistant Sipke Hulshoff were also sent off. Slot and Hulshoff were both banned from speaking by Premier League rules at any kind of post-match press conference, leaving Moyes to give his take on the events of the night. It was mayhem all game. It was a bit of an old-fashioned throwback. The bit after the game, I could tell you about it, but the truth is, it's not really what we should be talking about, said Moyes. What I do know is Doucour got a yellow that led to a red, which I am disappointed with as we are short of players. The place was boiling hot all night, emotional. It was an incredible atmosphere inside the stadium. I think it was hugely important that Evertonians get to finish at their stadium as best as they can. I just feel the support in here was unbelievable tonight. It was incredible support, and I think it was fitting they got an end like they did. We didn't win, which was disappointing, but we got a draw in a game that didn't look as if it was going to go in our favour. It would have been hard to come here losing 2-1 and talking about it, but I think the way the crowd stayed to the end, it was a magical moment. There was a bit of toing and froing at the end which might have added to the entertainment. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk gave the Reds' view to broadcasters. In a thinly veiled jab at his side's rivals, the Dutchman told TNT Sports, "We all know this is their cup final and they will do everything in their power to try and win against us. I think Ducour in the end wanted to provoke our fans from what I saw, and Curtis didn't think that was the right thing to do. Obviously, you know what happens when there is a little tussle, but I didn't think the ref had the game under control. I said that to him." The fallout from Liverpool's Merseyside derby draw away at Everton has continued, with the drama after the final whistle at Goodison Park among the big talking points. On the field, the headline was the last gasp equaliser from James Tarkowski, which means Arne Slot's team are 7 points clear at the top and not 9. However, there's also the small matter of the red cards shown to Slot, assistant Sipke Hulshoff, curtisjones and Abdoulaye Doucouré after the final whistle. The Premier League leaders are back in action on Sunday, with Wolves their opponents. They'll need to put the late drama at Goodison to the back of their mind by then, but the last 24 hours have been dominated by Wednesday night's actions. Liverpool and Everton have issued a joint statement condemning racist abuse sent the way of Everton midfielder Abdoulaye Doucouré. There were reports of abuse after the match, which saw the Mali international shown a red card. Liverpool FC and Everton FC are aware of and condemn in the strongest possible terms racist abuse received by Abdoulaye Doucouré following Wednesday night's Merseyside derby. The statement read, "Such abuse is reprehensible and will not and should not be tolerated." Together, the two clubs will work with Merseyside police, who are conducting an investigation with the aim of identifying the individuals responsible. We also encourage people who witness or experience online abuse to report and highlight it to the social media platforms on which it appears. We must all, including the social media companies, take a zero-tolerance stance. Platforms need to take accountability and action to ban such abusers. Racism and hate has no place online, in our stadiums or in our communities. Michael Oliver's decision to award the free kick from which Everton scored their opener against Liverpool has been queried by former PGMOL chief Keith Hackett. Beto put David Moyes' side in front after beating the offside trap to latch onto Jared Branthwaite's set piece. There was no foul, Hackett insisted when replying to a fan on social media. I counted at least 4 more where fouls were awarded, and there was no offence. Replying to another supporter, he said, "It was not a good performance, and you are spot on with the avoidable yellow to Andy Robertson." The free kick awarded to Everton, from which the first goal was scored by the home team. There was no foul. Arne Slot is expected to serve a 2-match ban following his red card at Goodison Park, despite the Premier League causing confusion by deleting a statement. Mirror Football understands a final decision on the length of ban won't arrive before consultation with the referee's report, though. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot was dismissed at the end of the Merseyside derby for using offensive, insulting, or abusive language. He is handed a 2-match touchline ban. As a result, the now deleted statement read, "With Slot set to receive his punishment, former Everton centre-back John Heitinga could stand in for his compatriot against Wolves on Sunday." Heitinga joined Liverpool's coaching staff over the summer after a spell working under David Moyes at West Ham. Virgil van Dijk called out Abdoulaye Doucouré and Michael Oliver following the mass brawl at the end of Liverpool's 2-2 draw with Everton. The Reds dropped 2 points in the final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park after James Tarkowski scored in the 98th minute to secure a share of the spoils for the hosts. But things turned ugly after the final whistle when Doucouré and curtisjones clashed after the former had celebrated in front of the travelling Liverpool fans. Players from both sides piled in as Doucouré and Jones were sent off. Arne Slot and his assistant Sipke Hulshoff were also shown straight red cards by Oliver on a dramatic night. But Van Dijk didn't hold back after the final whistle on Doucouré or Oliver, who he felt failed to get the incident under control. "It was a very big provocation from one certain player," Van Dijk said when he was quizzed about the post-match drama by Match of the Day. "I think Abdoulaye Doucouré wanted to provoke our fans. I think that is what I saw, and curtisjones didn't think it was the right thing to do. We all saw it and reacted as a team as we were able to do. You know what happens nowadays? It becomes one big tussle. Then it is not me who has to deal with it, it is the referee, and today I am not sure he had it fully under control." Slot was visibly unhappy with Tarkowski's equalising goal, something that former Toffees defender Phil Jagielka referenced on TNT Sports by pointing out a nudge in the box beforehand. The defender's last-gasp intervention was enough to restore parity after Alexis Mac Allister and Mohamed Salah had wiped out Beto's opener, and Van Dijk couldn't hide his disappointment at throwing away 2 precious points in the title race. He added, "Very tough to take. To concede an equaliser that late is always disappointing. We saw the celebrations they had in the end, so we know how much it meant for them. But the fact is, it was disappointing for us. We take the point and move on to Wolves now. We came back, got to 2-1, but unfortunately we couldn't get it over the line. We had to keep fighting. We kept doing that, but in the end it wasn't enough to get it over the line.